Jaleel McLaughlin. And I know that y'all are like, but Bradley, you were talking about Jaleel McLaughlin back after week number 1 and into week 2. I know. I've been on the Jaleel McLaughlin train for weeks, for months even. If you look at my Twitter, I was talking about Jaleel McLaughlin. I even followed Jaleel McLaughlin. I had forgotten that I had followed him on Twitter. I was like, this guy is crushing it. For those who don't know, Jaleel McLaughlin, undersized running back for the Denver Broncos. He was third in the pecking order, but now Javonte Williams is injured. And Javonte Williams got injured in the week 4 game against Chicago. There's a hip flexor. He may be out for week number 5. This is worth monitoring. It's partly that Samaje Perine is the number 2 back, and we know who Samaje Perine is. We know who he is. He is just a guy. He is just a guy. We know that he is just someone who's going to get some carries. He's going to get some touches. Coaches trust him. But what's key here is that Jaleel McLaughlin has done nothing but be impressive this year. Jaleel McLaughlin, 13 attempts on the season, 91 rushing yards and the touchdown so far, 5 yards after contact per attempt. That's pretty impressive. And you're probably thinking to yourself, who is Jaleel McLaughlin? Former Youngstown State Penguin, an undrafted free agent. Looking at what he did in the NCAA last year, this is so great. Youngstown State, 90.4 PFF rush grade. Yes, Youngstown State is east. You probably don't even know where Youngstown State is. I do because I'm from Ohio. It is in Ohio. It's on the northeast side of Ohio, close, like you're maybe an hour-ish from Pittsburgh. McLaughlin played very well, and he leads all time in rushing yards. He had 1,584 rushing yards at Youngstown State in 2022. 13 touchdowns, no fumbles, 3.67 yards after contact per attempt. He played really well against soft competition. Now, the tough thing is when you're a 5'9", 187 guy who doesn't have the speed metrics and doesn't have the tough competition, it's hard for you to say, hey, Jaleel McLaughlin's going to be the guy. But Jaleel McLaughlin, I comped him to kind of like a Philip Lindsay. And so if he is able to, all he has to do is beat Perine if Javonte Williams is out. But this is a guy only rostered in 2.3% of leagues. He's worth picking up in your deeper leagues. He's played very well, is in the small sample size of the first 4 games, right? Only 1 carry in week number 2, worked up to 5 carries in week 3, 7 carries in week 4 with Javonte Williams leaving early. And Samaje Perine, as I said, just a guy, doesn't do anything special, but was brought in by Sean Payton. And Sean Payton, like, he didn't draft Javonte Williams. Samaje Perine, they did bring in as a free agent, but we've seen free agents be moved on from the running back position very quickly. Just look at Chase Edmonds from last year, right? All it takes is 4 or 5 weeks. They find a guy who they can trust, played well. McLaughlin hasn't registered anything in terms of pass blocking so far, but McLaughlin is a player in your deeper leagues where running back is dry. Pick him up. It's worth monitoring whether Javonte is able to go or not. We're very impressed with what, in the small sample that McLaughlin has done, it's worth picking him up. What do you have to lose other than your roster spot, right? If he turns out to be nothing, that's the risk you're taking. But you want Jaleel McLaughlin if you are especially in dire straits for your running back position, because like in the range of outcomes, he could be absolute nothing, but so could a lot of other running backs, but at least he's given us some reason to believe. So 2.3% of team, 2.3% rostered among leagues. Go get yourself some Jaleel McLaughlin. Pick him up. I told you a couple weeks ago to pick him up. So hopefully y'all are the 2.3% who are rostering him already. Cool. So let's take a look at some other questions we've got in the chat. If you enjoyed the content, found this helpful, make sure you guys are smashing that red subscribe button.